Too many days in the darkness.
What's happening, boxing fans? It is Dr. Bring It. Good morning. Happy Friday. It is a cold November morning over here on the East Coast. Man, there was frost on my window this morning. I don't know what is going on, but hey, I guess in this time of the year, it's definitely expected on this side. But man, I envy you guys that are in the tropical areas, waking up to nice 80-degree weather, good for the bones, good for the joints. For us older people, you start feeling the little, aches and pains and pulls and all that stuff when you get past the age of 40, which is why it's really incredible seeing a lot of older boxers and a lot of older just athletes in general just continue to do the things that they love to do. And hey, my hat's off to all of you older people like myself trying to stay young and motivated to keep doing what you do best. So what did you guys think about the Nonito and Inoue fight? I know that my heart was definitely rooting for Nonito to win. Who doesn't love the story of the older, more experienced fighter beating a youthful, stronger, hungry fighter out there? Who doesn't love that story? That's why when Nonito got Inoue in trouble, it might have been like the 8th or 9th round when he stumbled him and stuff, and we thought like, oh my gosh, this is it. Is he gonna actually pull it off? Man, obviously that only lasted a couple, and then next thing you know it, Inoue got some fresh legs on the 10th round, and just at that point it was just like, oh my gosh, okay, Nonito really should stay down, especially when he got knocked down with that body shot in the 11th. Man, I was screaming at the screen, and I believe maybe Nonito's wife was also screaming for him, which is why he got up. Like I was counting the counts for the ref, and I don't know, I thought I counted 10, and then he got up. So I was a little bit confused why he wasn't counted out, but regardless, it is what it is. It didn't change the outcome of the fight anyway. Another interesting thing that had happened was in the second round, Nonito had connected with a left hook, and he cut Inoue's right eye, like right under here. It was actually a pretty bad gash, like a bad location right under, like it was under the eyebrow and over the eyelid. Like it was like in between there. So that definitely, with any fighter, they would definitely feel that, and it would be, kind of annoying. And of course, like the blood trickling into the eye, that definitely is hindering. But Inoue, he handled himself very champion-like. He did. There was one fight, I believe, when Shynes Mosley was at the top of his game. I would like to say it was against Vernon Forrest, but I believe he got cut. It might have been over a headbutt. But regardless, whatever it was, and whatever fight it was, Shynes Mosley, he had sustained this cut, and he knew he was cut, and then after that, that threw him way off. And that showed a different side of Shynes that I wasn't used to seeing. Because I was used to seeing him going out there just mauling people, like speed, agility, power. I mean, the guy was just a complete monster. But after he got cut in that fight, he was a different fighter. And I remember this fight. It's funny, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Vernon Forrest, but he was fighting like a hurt fighter. And he wasn't himself after that. It was just like it was in his head. The reason why I bring that up is because, yes, a lot of things can happen in the ring. So despite being the more skilled fighter, which that's what I believe that Inoue to be over Nonito, yes, anything could have happened. Like that cut could have happened, and then Inoue could have mentally shut down. Who knows? Maybe he was never cut before. I don't know. All the fights that I saw on YouTube of Inoue, he pretty much destroyed all of his fighters, and he looked fresh when he was done. So I didn't really notice him getting cut in the past. So this was the first time for me to see blood on him. And if it was the first time for him, then, you know what? I doubt it was the first time for him. The guy's probably got a ton of amateur fights that he had fought, and he probably got cut in the past. But regardless, he handled himself with poise. He looked like, even though the blood was like rushing and his nose was bleeding and everything like that, it didn't even matter. It seemed like he was still pretty much focused on what he needed to do. Now, Nonito, from the very beginning, and this is what I expected Inoue to do. He was going to the body. As a matter of fact, the very first punch that Inoue had thrown was a jab to the body. He really was just like loosening up Nonito's body from the beginning. And this is the reason why I chose Inoue to win, was because of this fundamental establishment of your game. Is just like in chess. I don't know how many of you guys play chess, but the first thing that you have to do in chess is establish your major pieces. So that means that you have to move all of your major pieces out before formulating a realistic attack on your opponent's king. Okay? So what did Inoue do? Inoue, right from the beginning, started establishing a jab to the body. Hey, I'm going to the body, I'm going to the body, I'm going to the body. And then once he notices that, in order for Nonito to guard his body, guess what? That's going to bring down his guard. Because taps to the body, boom, 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 that he's going to start feeling that. So that's naturally going to bring down his guard. So what happens when you bring down your guard? Now your face, your head is going to be exposed. This is a fight strategy. This is what Inoue does. Boom, tap to the body, hook to the body. Then what happens? Then everything else falls into place. Now, I'll tell you this, Nonito, he is already not known to be a good defensive fighter as it is. He already has his guard down already. So that's the reason why that I felt like Inoue was going to definitely take advantage of this, which he did. I didn't notice Nonito cut or anything like that, but his face was really lumped up. From the very, very beginning, I was watching how many times Inoue was touching Nonito's face, and he was really, snapping his head back from jabs, jab to the body, jab to the face, jab. And after a certain point in time, like Inoue was connecting at will. Man, it was painful to watch. But to his detriment, he is a tough fighter. I mean, man, a part of me was just like saying like, man, you've had enough. Stay down after he went down in the 11th. But then I was like, no, you know what? You get back up because it's already, you only have one more round, 12th round, and you never know. he might have connected with the left hook. Again, like I said, that Nonito has that one punch knockout power. But man, so I wasn't really sure. I know I might have prematurely said that Inoue had a granite chin. And of course, fellow boxing fans jumped all over that comment and they said, granite chin, who is he? He hasn't been tested yet. Who has he fought? So yeah, thanks for calling me out on that one. And I appreciate that because you're right. But now, would you be able to say that Inoue has been tested at this point? So it depends on you. I mean, for Nonito fans out there, is he the true test for Inoue to now regard himself as a truly elite, not overrated fighter? Because I know a lot of people were like, yeah, you know what, he's overrated. He hasn't fought anybody, and that's fine. That's okay, because you're right. If a person goes out there and they've been like mauling people, as soon as they come to a fighter or an opponent that gives them resistance and gives them a challenge and lets them know that, hey, look, I'm not afraid of you. Just like Nonito. Nonito was like, bring it, man. Let's do it. And he kept on pushing forward, standing right in front of Inoue. To me, he really tested Inoue's like mental game. I already felt like I knew what Inoue brought to the table. I know about his jabs. I know about his body punches. I know about his counter left hook, which Nonito walked into many times in the fight. He walked into a lot of counter right, straight rights. Man, he threw everything at Nonito, and Nonito refused to be knocked out because he saw everything coming pretty much. In boxing or in fighting in general, it's the punches that you don't see. Those are the ones that sneak up on you and get you knocked out, right? But in this case, Nonito pretty much was right there on him, right there. Come on, let's go. Bring it, So I do have to give it to Nonito. As far as heart, nobody questioned the heart of Nonito's, game because the guy really reestablished himself as one of the elite fighters by making it to the finals of this tournament. So what's next? What's next for Nonito at this point? To be quite honest with you, I think Nonito should really hang up the gloves at this point. Focus on his family. Enjoy life. Because this fight is one of those fights where he's going to look back and say, man, this took some years off of my life. Man, he really got abused this fight. I think I read one comment of someone in the prediction video that they thought it was close, and as a matter of fact, they thought that Nonito won on the card. I really beg to differ there. I was watching this very closely as well, and from the very first round, Inoue was connecting his jabs. He was really connecting almost at will. And whatever Nonito had thrown out there, Inoue had a counter for it. I mean, it really is like, so a lot of you had confirmed that Manny Pacquiao was giving Inoue some pointers on his left hook. Now, it is very Pacquiao-like. The whole stepping back and throwing the left. That's very Pacquiao, but in Pacquiao's case, he steps back like this and throws his Manila Ice shot, which is right hook. And man, it is devastating. It is a devastating and powerful hook. And what makes it so dangerous is that the fighter's coming in. Okay, when the fighter comes in like this, they're expecting to connect, and he ducks this way, okay, and then boom, out of nowhere, out of nowhere. That's what makes it very, very dangerous. And we're going to see a lot of this of future Inoue fights. But back to Nonito, I think Nonito should just, that's it, bro. That's it. I was really rooting for Nonito to win, but I definitely felt that he was truly the underdog in this case. I was just hoping that maybe experience was going to allow him to win, but I knew that his experience was going to just allow him to survive. That's why I didn't think there was going to be a knockout, but I was almost proven wrong by that in the 11th. Because let me tell you, like I said, I don't know what happened. Like I counted 10 also, and all of a sudden he gets up and it was game on again. I'm like, oh, he should have been counted out already, but anyway. So what's up with Inoue? What do you guys think he should do next? Should he be moving up, or should he just sit pretty and bantamweight and just kind of collect the belts and that's it? I think we're going to start seeing him moving up. And he's going to start maybe looking at, 130s pretty soon. Because once you're in like the 120s, like 120s and 126, like that, there's people there, but is he going to be knocking on like the door of Lomachenko, or is Lomachenko going to say, hey, I like this guy, is he going to meet and have a catch weight that down in like the mid 120s like that? Like this can get kind of interesting here, because Inoue he's definitely hungry, and obviously he wants to fight the best of the best. And this could be really, really an interesting, career that we're going to see here that's definitely unfolding for us with Inoue. So chime in, let me know what you guys think. I created another video, not necessarily to gloat, but to create another forum for us to talk about the fight and what you guys saw and what you guys, noticed about the fight. So bring it up to me. Just, as you can tell, I try to acknowledge all of your comments, at least by giving you a heart and say, hey, thanks. And I really try to put my 2 cents and responses to your comments as much as I can. I'm like running around with the kids and working and all that stuff, so I really try to stay disciplined and create these videos for you guys so we can talk about boxing. I could be hyped up every single day. Looking forward to my next video. So thank you very much for all that stuff. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and have yourself an awesome day. Talk to you soon.